Here's the message: the whole world, seen and unseen, is trying to sell your mind to the highest bidder, and it's not for sale. Let's get into it. Hi, it's a new day. Let's do a wellness check on your mind. Proverbs 23:7 states, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." The concept of this is that what you think, you become. You become your thoughts. They're powerful and they matter more than you might think. We hear the word manifesting in pop culture a whole lot. I feel like I hear it plenty. And I want to talk about that because manifesting, the concept of it is you're simply believing in your own power, in your own thinking of something again and again and again to create something, a goal. And that will only get you so far down the road because while you do have his power inside of you, you are just human and I'm just human. And so what's more important than any kind of manifestation and what actually lasts in an eternal perspective is the truth. We don't need manifestation. We need the truth. So let's talk about the truth. It is not a fluid river. He is a solid rock. And we are built to be addicted to him. And we are built to manifest, show his power. That's what we're built to do. And I can't get enough of him. So let's apply that truth to the world that we're living in right now. I feel like every time I see the news, I'm truly stunned by what comes up. The levels of darkness and depravity, it's almost creative. How people are doing more and more things that you just wouldn't think you would hear of in a million years. We're hearing about them. And I feel like with all that darkness out there, it's time to focus on the light. It's time to stop giving it so much of our attention and fixate and focus on what is good and true and beautiful and joyful out there. So let's do that. It's time to think about what we're thinking about. That is something that sets the human race apart from all the rest of creation. Some other animals can kind of sit and think and ponder what they're going to do or if something worked, but humanity has the ability of complex verbal self-reflection. We can think about it and then we can change it and then we can communicate to others around us and literally change the world around us and the worlds of other people around us. That's a powerful thing and we should wield it well. So let's look at some people who have made headlines over the last few years. I feel pretty sure most people have heard of the Brian Kohberger case. That is the Idaho 4. It was truly a dark day for many families and for all of us who have children, sisters, anyone that we love. This young man, not gentleman, this young man went into that house and took these kids out. And whenever I was kind of following the case, he did take a plea deal, but as the court documents started coming out, it was very clear that this young man saw everyone else as orbiting around him resources that he could use to please himself. Almost parasitic, right? Because he's not creating anything new or beautiful or powerful. He's looking to use up someone else's resource. That's parasitic. We're not built for that. He wasn't built for that. When one of the sisters of the victim got up to speak, there was victim impact statements, and something that she said afterwards, she said, he did not even seem human to her. And I think about that. How do you get from the point of a newborn baby to a courtroom like that, to where people can't even be certain that you're human at all? They're actually questioning, is this an alien? How do you get there? It's here. Right here is how you get there. It all starts right here. It started. He had a first thought that was like that he didn't check. How about Tyler James Robinson, the assassin who shot Charlie Kirk live in front of the whole world? He shot another human live in front of the whole world. I looked back at his family pictures. Mom and dad clearly loved him, cared about him, did what they could to build a strong home. He didn't check his thought life. He went down a tunnel And I don't care if you're a conspiracy theorist or if you are just someone who pays no attention at all and you just saw a brief headline, you know that young man's thought process didn't start with crawling on top of a roof and wiping out someone who is discussing ideas. I hear people right now on the news who frustrate me very much. It never strikes my mind at all to go and try and take them out because that is taking it in my hands, the power of the Creator. He'll do it. God will do it. He is not asleep. It all started with one thought. The Reiner case, the one, I think the guy's, he was like a movie director. Y'all forgive me. Bob Reiner. This guy took out his own parents. Like they were funding everything. They were doing everything for him. I'm not claiming to know what happened in their household, but very clear. They were supporting him in every possible way they knew how. He took them out. It's the saddest case. And you know that started in his thoughts. And there's interviews you can watch. I'm not going to put them on here. I'm going to try and share pictures and stuff like that. But I'm not going to share those interviews. You can find them. Behavior Panel covers them very well. There's lots of people. I have people who I don't enjoy, but I enjoy Behavior Panel. But you can see him right there during the interviews having thoughts that are not good. It doesn't take a skilled person to be able to see it. Just watch that face. He's struggling mentally, and he's choosing not to check the thoughts. Um, I'm not saying there's not mental health issues. I'm not saying he didn't struggle with drugs. I'm saying he let his mind go completely unchecked. That's what I'm saying. Wars, we're hearing about those all the time. Terrorist attacks, you guys, the UK, I don't know if you're hearing what's going on. People are going on to trains and just mercilessly attacking people. It starts right here. You can see the video footage where they clearly look and watch someone and prey on them. And they're planning the attack. They're sitting there rehearsing it instead of choosing, this is going to totally blow up your life. You're absolutely going to have nothing left after this. Never mind the person that you're attacking. It started here. It started here at some point in their life. They just said, what about that? I enjoy that. I think I'll just do it. It starts in the mind. It was all birthed in the same place. You hold the power of light and darkness right now. The Bible says, I set before you this day life and death, blessing and cursing. Choose life. Choose life. There have been times throughout my life, all throughout my life, where I've had the sickest thoughts you can imagine. Sexually depraved, violent thoughts, just dark ones that I'm so ashamed of. And always when they come up, kind of what pops up in my head is like, ugh, if people around me knew what was in my mind, there would be no one left to stand beside me. I would be alone. It comes up and I just think, dang, what a depressing thought. All these people, 30 seconds in my head, they'd probably ditch out. And then it came over time, a brilliant truth. Yes, I would have someone beside me. God, the creator of the universe, sees every last one of my thoughts. He's seen them all and every one that I'll ever have. And he chose me. And every thought that I ever had that was negative or dirty or disgusting was nailed to that cross. Every last one of them. He chose me. Mine and yours were nailed to that cross along with him. He already saw it and he still chose you. You're not alone. He didn't go anywhere. So when you're told you have those thoughts come up and they're intrusive, right? And they pop up when you're sitting there minding your own business or you're in a crowd or you're by yourself or you're walking through a mall and you have those and you think, oh my gosh, society would cast me out. Don't worry about society. Worry about your God and your creator. He sees you. He sees you. He's right there. And there's just shame is such a waste of time. And whenever I look at how many pastors have fallen, I have so many who I've just really enjoyed over the years and thought, I hope they do okay. They haven't done okay because they haven't checked that power. They get in power and they feel that they don't have to monitor their mind and their thoughts while they're getting up preaching about it. Any of us can fall. But how many pastors have you seen fall? Have you guys seen that? You ever watched like the Roy's report? Julie Roy's. I mean, I don't agree with her on everything. I really don't, but she covers it in well to stop these things from just living in the darkness. It's amazing to me how many of these people go out and do stuff like this, and then they come back up and they're just like, so what of it? What of it is, you better go before your God. It doesn't matter what all the people think. We sit and watch them. How many marriages and families have been destroyed? I see it all the time. It starts with one thought, one mood unchecked. It just sits in there and you let it percolate and you let it build. We're not built for that. Our minds are built for light and joy and power. There's a reason those obtrusive thoughts are so intrusive thoughts are so darkening to you. There's a reason you feel like you want to push and isolate away. You weren't built for it. Those pastors weren't built for it. These people who prey on the innocent and on children, they didn't check their thoughts. It all started one day. I don't know what age, they know. We all know. You have to monitor it. I know my thoughts, you know yours. Take hold of the power given to you by God Himself, who created all the universe. He gave you the power to do this. Romans 12:2, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of mind. It's just a flip. You are flipping that switch. You're teaching your mind to focus on things that build it. You're built to build. You're not built to cave in. You're built to be branching out. You are so much more than a bag of cells and blood and bones. Your spirit holds power. This is not a New Age thought. This is from the beginning. 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. And that's a good checkpoint right there. Is the latest thoughts that you're having, do they sound like power or love or a sound mind? Or is it birthed out of fear? That's a good thing to run through there. Just run it throughout the day as you're doing your work, as you're with your family, or people are frustrating you. Is this of power and love and a sound mind? Because if it's not, you know where it's from. Send it back to where it came from. It's not built to live in you. Isaiah 26:3 says, you will keep, talking about God, God will keep in perfect peace whoever's mind is fixed on Him because they trust in you, Lord. He keeps us in perfect peace when we fixate our minds on Him. It's an important thing to do. So I want to encourage you to fixate on God, learn about Him, study Him, push in. You'll be learning for the rest of your life about Him and into eternity, and it will never, ever get boring. I all the time will be studying my Bible, and I'll find a scripture that I thought was new to me, and it's already highlighted because I'm just learning it again and again and again. It is wonderful to dive into our Creator and who He built us to be. You'll learn more about you, you'll learn more about Him, and you will be able to take control of your life in a way that you never have before. So your mind will thank you, and your peace will overflow onto all of this chaos. I want to encourage you to fix your mind on good and amazing things all around you, art, animals. Lord knows there's just wonderful stuff all over the place. Whatever it is that's your passion, fixate on that, research that, stretch your brain, make yourself learn something new. If you can do an instrument, if you can do a sport, I want to encourage you to push yourself. You were built for more than you're doing. So was I. I'm one of those people who loves a good book and 8 hours to read it. I've had to force myself to not just learn, but execute. Go out and actually do what I'm learning. It stretches you in a new way, and you're built to do it. You can absolutely do it. Okay, so fixate on those things. Where are you putting your focus? Focus on those. So the most powerful laser in the United States is the NSF. I thought it was Zeus, and I was so excited. I was like, wow, that sounds so cool. However it's pronounced, it's amazing. It has more than 100 times the total electricity output of the entire planet whenever it focuses. Of the whole planet, y'all, this one laser. And the trick is it does this by concentrating all of its light and energy into a tiny spot, creating incredible intensity. So let me ask you, where are you putting all of your light and energy? This world has so many tricks and distractions, and they distort and they scatter our light over here. Look here, look here, look here, look here, look here. And I know that's highly lucrative for all of them, but it's not good for you and it's not good for me. So I'm going to encourage you, pull it back in. Just pull it back in. I want you to decide what is important to you and let all of the childish games around you and the mumbo jumbo that's constantly spinning around your head to become background noise. Lock in. Fixate and focus on what truly matters. Put your light on that. Be intentional with your focus, and I will too. Philippians 4:8 is a great starting point. I encourage you to look at it this week.